Hello, fellow collectors. Today we're going to be talking about Darkseid. DAH 062 DC. This also comes from Beast Kingdom, and you see we have the DC logo here, and we have a nice image of Darkseid here. So if we turn it on the side, we can see one of his Omega beams coming here, the Omega symbol for Darkseid, and this is a 1/9 scale action figure. So on the back of the packaging, we see a couple of the product shots. We have a notice here and some more wording about the actual items and more warnings and who was all responsible for this great figure. And on the side, we have the same thing there. So if we take the sleeve off, we have more DC Omega Darkseid. We see a reflection, and this is very reflective, so I won't even bother with that. So on the side, and then on the back, we have another product image of Darkseid, the accessories he comes with, some more detail shots, and we have a little bit more information about Darkseid himself. We see here, this is a dynamic action heroes DAH 062 DC Darkseid, and we have all of the wording here. This shows what's in it. So let's get this thing weighed, and then we'll get him out of the packaging. Alrighty, we see that this guy comes in at 1 pound 12.8 ounces. So let's bust this guy out and see how cool he is. Okay, now that we have this guy out of the packaging, we can see that he definitely is a nice figure. Now, I picked this figure up on Big Bad Toy Store during their Black Friday Cyber Monday sale, and it was well worth it in my opinion. This guy was literally half off. So I've been seeing reviews on this figure, so it was my chance to finally get him. And we can see the great level of detail in this figure. We have the nice molding on the side, the arms, the forearm, and the hands. We'll take a look at the legs. We can see here the boot. Now he doesn't have any peg holes for the feet. And we see that we have these boots that are molded on, so if you had the inkling, you could remove it, but I will not. You see the nice detail in the waist, and you'll see here I have a little bit of movement also, so probably in the packaging came a little loose, so you just need to put it back into place. Now we see the chest area. We have this nice red dot in the middle. We'll see its abs. Nice detail for the arms here. On the back again, we see this, and we see a little bit of the washed paint, which makes it look like the metal has been worn out, which is always a nice touch. We get a look at this eyes and this face here, and this disapproving frown. We see the sides of that face. That is definitely a Darkseid looking face. Now as we look at articulation for this guy, he can nod and generally say, yeah, I'm a bad dude. And he can turn left and right. But not much upward movement. Unless you really, really push it. And this is pushing it to the limits with this guy. Let me back up. So you can see here, that's as far as I dare push it. If it'll pop out if I don't. And for T-pose ability, his arms are coming out to this far. They do have a rotation all the way around. He does have a bicep swivel as well as a double bend in the elbow. Now you will see whenever we split, we get this detail here. Or if you're just standing there, you'll have that level there also. Now we see we have this gauntlet that is a little loose, but that's fine. like I say, shifted during shipment. You can push it out of the way. His wrist does have a ball joint and does have back and forth movement. Now, as far as ab crunch goes, this guy can do a little bit back, does a lot forward, does have a waist swivel. Now, as far as going out, it does get blocked by his skirt here, so you can get this much movement. Now, forward and backward, though, we get a pretty good run. We notice this figure does also have a double bend in the knee, and he does have the boot here that you can push down to secure it on there, but there we go. You can also pull it up a little bit for the ankle movement, which is on a ball joint. You can see here, allows rotation, and he does have a foot bend, a toe bend. So you can move these shin guards up to your movement there and get it there. Now, this guy is rather tall. Let me get him set up here, and we will take a look and see that he comes in right at 9 1/4 inches tall, which is nice. Now we'll put him on this backdrop that came in the packaging, and we'll take a look that he does have this side face here. You'll notice this one's got a little bit of a growl on it, so it depends on which one you want to display him on. There's the peg hole. He does come with a few sets of hands. The first one we'll look at is hand that has a little bit of a gap in it for both sides. The next set of hands we'll take a look at are where they're the grabby hands, are the clench, I'm going to crush you hands. Nice level of details in there. You even got painted fingernails. The next set of hands we'll look at are the wave bye-bye hands, or hey, it wasn't me, man, I didn't cause passing interference. So we're looking, we see great level of detail in these hands. And once again, painted fingernails. He had the nails done at the salon down the street. And the last set of hands we come with is one here that is very red and a blast effect. So you could put this on his hand and make it look like he is definitely powering up his hands for a fight. So very, very nice for that. Now the next set of accessories he comes with is his Omega beams. So we see here that they just plug into the eyes, and then you can just have them zapping out toward his target. And the last one we have are these Omega beams that are bending around. So we see these go around his head or around his body, however you want to angle them, and then definitely have them pointing toward yours, his foe, whoever he's fighting. So definitely a nice touch. Either way, you can mix and match. The power to choose is yours. Now, since this head is popped off, let's take a look at them and see if we can get these into his head. We'll see there is a small hole there. So all you would do is take this and insert it into the hole, and then rotate it the way you want to, and have him firing his Omega beam outward. which is a little weird. I think his body would get in the way of some of this, so depends on how you want to put them in as to how you want them to look on the figure itself. And you'll see here, I just bent mine putting it in, so definitely be careful, because this hole is not 100% straight, which is very, very sad. Now I have to be extra careful when I'm putting this in. So now we have these beams that are going toward his enemy. You can see it's that wacky push of the Omega beams. And like I say, you can rotate them and get them any way you want to have them displayed. Or you can have them both go the same way, so they're looking like that. Like I say, the options are up to you. And there we go. Now, as far as the other beams go, they're just simply just like this. So you can see there, you get that, or you can rotate them any way you want to. So, which is very, very nice. Just depends on how you want to display them. Now for some comparisons here. Here he is next to Justice League movie, Snyder version of the armored Darkseid. We see he is just a little bit shorter than this version. Not by much, maybe about a finger's worth. Here he is next to DC Classics Build-A-Figure Darkseid. And we'll see he is a little bit taller than him by at least 2 fingers. And last but not least, is still one of my favorites, DC Icons Darkseid, which is the tallest version that I own. And we'll see that this guy just makes this one look a little puny. So, if you're into giant Darkseids, or you're into the normal versions Darkseid, or the mid-range version, this one fits in nicely. The mid-range figures, which I definitely like. So if I look at one of the DC Multiverse Batman's DC Rebirth, here we see he fits in very nicely with those. So more detailed than the Snyder version and fits in very nice. Not as big as the DC Icons one. So yeah, you can mix and match, but this guy is great. Like I say, I got him over half off normal price, so it was definitely worth it for a great looking Darkseid. And he definitely is nice. So until next time, guys, like, subscribe, and keep collecting. Now, one thing I forgot to say, he does come with one accessory here, the Darkseid platform. You'll see Darkseid here. The stand does come with this information, and it just plugs into the bottom. And you do have this piece here that we've all seen and know. You can bend and clip onto him in the waist if you have a figure that doesn't stand. Now, however, Darkseid's pretty big around the waist, so you will definitely have to maneuver a little bit to get it there. And to me, it's just, the stand is one of those little things that he's just a little too big for. I mean, to me, this Darkseid fits better on the stand than he does. Just because the way that this guy is, that stand would probably be better if it was at least this wide. But it's up to you how you display them.